It's about my life. I come from pretty much lower middle class type family, but can't really say they were poor because they worked hard to give us everything that we needed as far as just regular life type things. And but I always remember at the youngest age always being around where there was a lot of alcohol, drugs in the family. Very much connected to the streets. But just at an early age, my outlet from that was I was into athletics. As long as I remember, maybe 5 years old, playing football, playing basketball. So that was pretty much my world throughout my whole adolescence. So even though these things were around it, it was nothing that I even thought affected me. And all this was going on until probably my junior year of high school is when things kind of changed, where just had some adversities that went on with the sports thing, and so I no longer ended up playing. With the difficulties with the coach, I tried to go to other schools to continue to play, but that didn't work out for me. So during that time, it's pretty much where I could say I took that path, to I would say a dark path. They usually say an idle mind is a devil's playground. So from that point on, I got connected into the streets, started doing the things I wasn't supposed to, hanging with the people I wasn't supposed to. Got involved with gangs. We did everything, that most gangs do, from robbing, stealing, selling drugs, you name it. It's just basically, all the things I got involved with, the whole street culture. And then it just got, deeper than that. It was more or less not even just being involvement with gangs, but what I did to myself spiritually with, adultery, womanizing. I started drinking heavily. The whole lifestyle, just involved all of that. And it was just so much of the pleasures, everything, and it was just all self-involvement. And so if you couldn't do nothing for me, you're running the streets trying to get as much respect as I can get, just all those things that start happening. And, like I said, it just got darker and darker and darker. After that, I got to the place where I got tired of the streets. And so from there, I joined the military, but that didn't change who I become to be. It changed my circumstances just for a moment. But it's still, the drinking was still heavy. I was still going around, like I said, womanizing, still living the culture of me trying to get money, all those things that were just, just killing myself spiritually. So from there, I got involved, even started doing drugs later on. I mean, it was at a young age, it was still like smaller drugs, like they always used to talk about gateway drugs, smoking weed, things like that. But then I also got involved recreational with cocaine, just doing all these things. So I know where it was affecting the people in my life. When they was talking about speaking with my mother, she said that she came to me one day and said, "Well, I don't want you to be dead or in jail," because she recognized the pattern that I was living a destructive lifestyle, and at that time I was the selfishness. I had young children at the time, and I wasn't being the father that I was supposed to be for them, because I wasn't spending the time that I should with them. I wasn't giving them the love and attention that they needed. I was pretty much doing what was good for me. Affecting not only my personal life, started affecting things financially, not only just financially, but everything, anything that you could think of. And I always thought, well, I'm trying to take these steps forward. How come I'm not getting anywhere? How come I'm not, making anything better out of myself? These are just the path that I had laid for myself. I grew up, even with all these things going on, with a family, I would say, of believers, because, we knew about God, and God was preached in the house, to a certain extent, but not having a relationship, nobody was a faithful churchgoer, anything like that. So I did recognize that. So I did pray on some of these things, and but I never understood why I wasn't getting any results from it. And I would like to say my ignorance. You know, I always thought, well, God is punishing me for making the choices that I made. Living a sinful lifestyle and just being that way. And then, but then I was okay with that. I would say, well, hey, maybe this is for a reason. God wants me here, so this is what it takes me here. I'm being punished for making those sins. But I remember late one night, it was me and a couple friends. We're out partying, drinking, and doing drugs. And at first time I felt like I was actually about to have an overdose. I felt my heart beating fast. I couldn't control it, and then I cried. I was like, God, I can't die this way. This is not a way for me to die. I can't. There's still things for me to do. I'm young, all those things, and I ended up coming out of that. And then from that point, I started to see things change, but I still went back to doing the same things. The time that I truly changed was where I just got tired of living the life that I was living. I was tired of being the person I was being. I realized that all the people that were around me didn't really care about me, didn't really, everything was out, not since I was a person that was trying to get what I wanted to get, same was with everybody else. So the whole thing was where we were, my life was empty. That's the best way to put it. My life was empty. But I seen where my path started to change. I started to see where God put people into my life that started directing me, towards Him, getting closer to Him. So then where, there's different people, different friends that, came from coworkers that to start introducing me to Christ, introducing me to Him. And from then, God has propelled me to places and have done things for me in my life that I never thought He would imagine. I've been blessed with a family, and just to do His will. And so with all those things, I just got to give Him all the glory and thank Him for saving me from that life of destruction